Yeah.
Hey Nancy, come here. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I want to show you something.
Okay.
And then we can get into this next topic here. So, this is what I want to show you.
Are those your journals?
Those are journals. Okay, so we talked about doing a dedicated version for journaling. This is just a little example of my own mental madness. This represents about probably 2 years of journals. So like when I die, there's going to be an enormous pile of this stuff that nobody's going to want to read. Okay. But I wanted to kind of give you a quick idea of like what that looks like in my life and in terms of, some different things. But like, so one of the best things that I found in terms of managing stress is journaling. And so a lot of you know that we've talked about journaling. You know, I sense that you're stressed out, tapped out, not coping very well. And chances are we've probably had a little conversation about like, do you journal? And people look at me like, what? You know? And so then I'll usually go off on a thing about like how powerful journaling can be. And so there's some cool aspects of this that I want to dive into. I don't want this to be a long video, but like raise your hand if you always got excited about going back to school and getting new school supplies. Would you remember that, Mom? Was that like a thing? No?
No, mine was more new clothes.
New clothes, okay. Well, I was always a kid that couldn't wait to get notebooks and pens and pencils and things like that. So the first thing is, if you're going to get into journaling and you're like a paper and pen geek, then you want to get like just the right exact kind of paper. A lot of that can make a big difference in terms of your journaling experience. You know, I tend to like paper with no lines, so that I can just write free will crazy there. I might draw a little bit, whatever. But so here's the thing about journaling. So one, if you're a pen and paper geek or a pencil, step one is like get your favorite pen, Pilot G2, or pencil, a notebook that you like, and keep it handy. Okay. Journaling is a great way to take thoughts that are crazy and confused and cycling endlessly and bring them down through the funnel of your brain and then mechanically translate them into words. Has an enormous power to organize your thoughts, to identify the very specific things that are getting under your skin, to allow you to express emotions that are not appropriate for sharing with other people. Because a lot of times we feel stuff that like is nobody's business, or pissed off or angry about something that we just really wouldn't want to share that with the person that we're upset with. We wouldn't ever want them to read it, but we need to say it. We need to get it off our chest. And so right now, I would suggest that this is as crazy a time as has really ever been. I mean, there's always been craziness in the world, but right now there's a lot of it, and people are feeling really conflicted. So what I usually tell people to do is get your notebook and your pen, sit down for about a 20-minute period of time, and just write without filtering. Like write anything that's on your mind, anything that's making you mad, anything that's keeping you up at night. Maybe it's just a list of things that need to be done, and just write. Don't spell check, don't do any of that. Just put it on paper. You may find that you've got 2 hours worth of writing in you, and so if you're blessed with nothing but time, write till your pen stops. I guarantee you're going to find more clarity, less stress and anxiety. Just more awareness of where you're really at. Maybe you open a can of worms, right? In which case you probably need to keep journaling. But it's amazing to me how taking that thought, filtering it through our mind, bringing our attention to it, and then putting it physically as words on a paper can do a lot for your mental health, your state of mind. And eventually then you start to accumulate piles of this stuff. Here are some awesome things, and then I'll wrap this up. A couple awesome things about journaling. One is you get to see your most raw emotion and truth as it finds its way onto paper. Journaling works whether you keep it or not. Okay, and so sometimes you're going to write some stuff that you don't even want to read again later. It's just anger, or it's just confusion, it's sadness, it's whatever it is. The beauty of journaling is you can tear it up as soon as you write it. You can light it on fire. You can do whatever. You bury it in the yard. Like, no one ever needs to see it, and you never need to see it again either. Especially if it just represents some emotion you just needed to dump. And so, know that you can do that. Typing works too. A lot of people are into keyboarding. I don't think it works as well in terms of translating thought into physical action on paper. So start with a pen and paper. Don't judge what you write. If you have a sense that it's something you don't want people to find, then shred it, burn it, whatever. It still works. But give it a go. I think it'll make a huge difference in just how your day-to-day goes and how you're processing all this stuff in the world. And better to put it down on paper than to throw it out on Facebook and find out now you're in a fight with somebody you care about, right?
So true.
So true. All right.
Okay, thanks.